But yeah, on the fairway, we back doing it again. Will, look, here's the thing. We already talked this week, so we already caught up with everything. But Scottie Scheffler wins the Memorial again. I thought freaking Colin Morikawa was going to come in and do something. He didn't. Adam Hadwin, he tried. He didn't succeed. Scottie Scheffler's made more money in signature event. They should just call them Scottie events instead of signature or elevate, whatever the hell they're called. Yeah. Scottie he's on another planet right now. Who is this dude?
He is. I mean, again, he's Scottie Scheffler with the asterisk. We don't have all the best players in the world playing in the field.
There you go.
I mean, the dude is a baby goat. He's baby goating right now, and I can't get mad. He's baby goating. I can't get mad at him right now. He's killing it. He's killing it. But I just wish Dustin Johnson. I wish Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka was there. I mean, I can go on forever. He's killing it, Doug. It's just
all right. So hold on. You raise up a good point though. Are you gonna be so bold as to say Scottie is who Scottie is currently because all the people that went to LIV took the money or whatever people are saying these days? I don't know what they're saying, but you're saying that he is not who he's pretending to be right now. You don't think Scottie?
No. I'm not saying
trying to understand the statement.
I'm not saying he's not him. I'm saying he's him-ish. He's him-ish. I'm just saying he's him-ish. He's just baby goat. He's baby goat right now. You know, I like to see him do this. You know, this week at the U.S. Open at Pinehurst, number 2. You know, the 2024 U.S. Open. But I don't. He's baby goat. I don't know what you want me to say. I mean,
I don't know. I'm just trying to understand. Okay, how does the baby grow up then? What more does Scottie have to do?
It's out of his hands. It's the LIV and PGA Tour. What they have to do. That's the question. It ain't got nothing to do with Scottie.
They ain't got nothing to do with Scottie.
Ain't got nothing to do with Scottie. It's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate right now.
But is that an opinion though, or are you really like on that? Like, because I mean,
I'm really on it
PGA
because
Tour. Okay, all right.
Because I'm on it because at the experience I received at Valhalla with Bryson DeChambeau, it kind of like really, hey, I got to really evaluate this. Scottie's good, but when Bryson was there, when you saw him in the hunt, you saw him kind of doing all things that you know the aura, the fight of Brooks Koepka. I mean, like you was like, man, you felt that like everybody was there in the world to perform, and I can't say I get that at these other events. So
okay,
they need to fix this.
Let me put a little paprika on this real quick. Scottie Scheffler in 12 events.
Paprika, love it.
In 12 events, Scottie Scheffler's won 4 times.
He did.
He's won 4 times. He's had 2 runner-up finishes as well.
He did.
He's had 11 top 12s in 12 events.
Was Joaquin Neiman in those field? In that field? Was Brooks Koepka in that field? Was Dustin Johnson in that field?
At the Masters, yes, they were.
Okay.
He did win the Masters. Just put it out there.
He did.
It's becoming a thing. He's won the Texas Children's. He won the Masters. He won the RBC Heritage the next week, back-to-back weeks. He won Charles. He didn't win that, but he's won. Excuse me. Let me say this again. He's won the Arnold Palmer, Players, Masters, RBC Heritage, and I misread the stat because they haven't updated it yet. PGAtour.com. 5 tournament wins this season. Excuse me, 5.
It's good, man. Just an asterisk. I'm not saying the man ain't hot. The dude is dope. Like he's baby goat. But he's
still boring. He's still boring. I don't care what anybody says. This guy's still boring.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
If he would have
kept the most boring PGA Tour player in history,
if he would have kept the mismisdemeanor, perhaps. But
he probably should have done that for his church.
Yeah. What you know how dope that'd be? Like when they ask you on the application, do you have any misdemeanors? Like I won majors and I got a minor misdemeanor. That'd been dope.
All right. Well, all right. Look, but talking about majors and minors, let's stick to the major theme because this week.
Oh, it's in my backyard.
It's my second favorite tournament. Second favorite major, that's to say. The United States Open Championship, contested at the Pinehurst Deuce. We got to get into our picks, Will.
Yeah. I mean, this is a tough one for me, bro. And I say that because I don't know what Pinehurst number 2 I'm going to get. And I say that because am I going to get the Pinehurst number 2 where that one player i.e., Scottie Scheffler, can run away with the field, win by 8 like Martin Keimer did back in 2014? Or is it going to be a close call type Pinehurst number 2 as the winner of 05, Michael Campbell, when he just edged out Tiger? I don't know. But I can say this. They made some modifications to the course. Core Crenshaw, do what he does where you have to run everything up. And it's going to be a tough test. So I would have to say, I know I just got finished talking junk about him, but I would have to say, probably
you still got to place your bets. So
I still got to win. I still got to
get my bread. I still got
to get my bread, and my bread is going to be on swing a foot Scottie.
Wow, you're taking the favorite. I'm not surprised. You'll take him at plus 3,500. Like who? Excuse me, plus 350. It's not even 3,500. It's 350. He's like clear favorite. Okay, all right, fine. I'm looking. Here's the thing. I'm looking at this old leaderboard. You were right. Keimer wins by 8. Right. Going to LIV. All right, whatever. Ricky Fowler finished second in a tie with Eric Compton in that Pinehurst.
I remember that.
Just seeing, so you've got Keimer, Fowler, Compton, Dustin Johnson, Henrik Stenson, Keegan Bradley, Jason Day, Brooks Koepka, Sneds, Jimmy Walker, and Adam Scott round out the top 10 in that the last time this was contested. Brooks is still playing at a high level. Jason Day has won in the last 400 days. Keegan Bradley has won in the last year. Mm-hmm. So we've got a situation here where there's some guys that have played well here in the past. But what's confusing me, Will, about the read here is the fact that Martin Keimer wins that tournament. Ricky Fowler came in second. Eric Compton comes in second. He doesn't hit it out of his shadow. He doesn't hit it anywhere. So we got to have, is Kisner in the field? I'd take Kisner. I'm kidding. I'm going Collin Morikawa, bro. He showed me a lot today. He dug deep. The putter's starting to work for Morikawa. The driver's starting to fly with the shape that he's used to see. And I'm going Collin Morikawa at 1,400. Give me Collin.
Where you now? If we talk about score wise, I mean, minus the Martin Keimer shooting lights out. If it wasn't for Martin Keimer, if it wasn't for Martin in 14,
he's going to say his name right. Hell, get it out.
I know. I can't get it out. Yeah, Martin Keimer. If it wasn't for Keimer in 14, the average to par is usually the winner usually around par. I would say because I think in 05, Tiger lost by 2 to Michael Campbell, and I think he was at par. He was 2 over, and Michael Campbell was par for the week. So we think about Ricky Fowler. He was around 1 under when he was
Ricky
8
shot
behind.
1. Ricky shot 2 over in the final round. Shot 1 under for the championship.
1 under. So there you go. He was 8 behind Keimer himself. So it's around par. So it's really down to whose short game is better right now at this time of the year, because you got to get creative. And you got to use your imagination. What's the biggest nation in the world, Doug?
Biggest what?
What's the biggest nation in the world?
Nation of Islam. I have no idea. What
kind
of question?
It's your imagination, and that's what's going to be needed at Pinehurst number 2.
I got nothing after that.
You shouldn't have had that.
I try to
blow
hit
your
you
mind.
Bean pie joke.
Nah, ain't nobody hear your.
Hey, yo, we want to know y'all's picks, man. Get in here. Get into the activity. Let's see. Let us know on the social media channels, man, who y'all got for this year's U.S. Open. Looking at who played this week, I remember the year Justin Rose won. I went on Twitter and was like, Justin Rose was going to win the U.S. Open after seeing how he played at the Memorial. I think the Memorial is a good test of who's playing well. So when you look at the leaderboard from this week, you got to pick Colin. And look, Ludwig Aberg, he was around. You know what I mean? So I love to pick him. I thought he'd win it at Augusta this year, but man, I don't know, Will. Maybe he gets it done here. We'll have to wait and see.
It's gonna be a tough test because the rough at U.S. Open is gonna be different from any type of rough that they play. Because I'm gonna say this: it's one thing when everybody or every other U.S. Open that we see high rough, and you can't really tell the difference when you just hacking it out the rough. But in this moment, when you hit that ball 300 yards, you hit in the rough, there could be a slight chance that you might have a good opportunity to still have a good swing on it.
That's where there's not a lot of rough at Pinehurst.
That's the whole point. It's the whole point. It's about the luck of the roll or the bounce, because you can land in
the edge is going
it's about luck. So this is where it's going to get unique, and it's going to get lucky, especially if you hit off the beaten path.
Here's my thing. Take it or leave it. No, the USGA watched the PGA Championship. It was like, ha ha, PGA of America, you idiots, you fools. You let the winner get to 21 under par. Well, watch what we do. I really have a feeling, Will, that the USGA is going to be like, watch what we do, golf. This U.S. Open at Pinehurst. Pinehurst.
You get that name right.
I know. I couldn't get it out. This not U.S. Open at Pinehurst. Damn it, girl. Sorry, you said Pat Hurst. That's why I said it like that. All right, hold on.
Hey, don't correct it. Hey, we're not editing this. We're keeping this. Go ahead.
All right, well, this U.S. Open at Pinehurst is going to be it's going to be the hardest test of golf we'll see maybe in the last 2 years. It's going to be Shinnecock-esque.
But think about it.
I'm here for it.
But Doug, it's already, again, like I said earlier, the winner has always, it's been around par, except for Keimer doing his craziness. It's going to be around par. They can't make it any tougher. Or they probably could. I don't know what. They probably could make it tough.
Man, them greens going to be about 14 pins, tuck 2 paces in off edges, and it's going to be death on the short side. All right, 19th hole conversation this week, Will. We're joined by Ashley Shaw. You know what? I'm so used to talking to you, Will. I'm not used to being around winners. So Ashley Shaw won the John Shippen Cognizant Cup back in May, even played in the Founders Cup this year. Ashley, welcome into Beyond the Fairway.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I've watched many of y'all's shows, and I'm really happy to be here.
You know what? Actually, I really appreciate this guy using his brains for once by taking a sip of water, because usually at this particular part of the segment, he drinks some adult beverages. So, yes, he does have a brain over there.
That's all good. But hold on now. There's so many things I want to talk to you about, because, one, you're starting to really come into playing some really good golf. I know you're a great golfer, but I feel like there's these pedestals and these levels that we kind of check off, and you're getting better and then better. Will, we go back, to the inaugural Curry Cup. She wins the whole thing, number one. So she's starting to level up. Now she's playing in professional, or we'll call them qualifying events with professionals, and you bested those girls. What's it like playing with ladies that either you've seen growing up or you maybe even admired?
I think for me, just even when I played in the Cognizant Cup, it was so cool to even be out there amongst some of the best players. I've watched these ladies growing up and playing, against a Mariah Stackhouse. And I never would have thought, when I first heard of Mariah Stackhouse, probably about 5-6 years ago, when I first heard of her, I never would have thought I'd be playing in the same field as her. Never. So playing in those events and playing against those great ladies and seeing people like myself out there doing their thing on the Epson Tour, the LPGA Tour, getting those exemptions and all those things. It was quite the experience. I've never quite had an experience like that before. So, I definitely am waiting to see what else will come, because it's going to be hard to top that.
Now, when you talk about experiences, to achieve those experiences, there has to be steps to get to that. So you played in the John Shippen Cognizant Cup, right? And when you're there, did you exactly know what to expect, or you just heard about it? What were some of the things that were going through your head at the time?
So I played in the John Shippen National Invitational last year, and I didn't even know there was a Cognizant Cup. So this year, getting that invitation into the Cognizant Cup, I said, okay, it's a one-day event in New Jersey. Never been to New Jersey before. So going there, I really didn't know what to expect. I just left a AJGA that night before. So I was showing up the day of the practice round to play in that. So that was really crazy. So I didn't really know what to expect coming there, but I knew it would be a fantastic experience. The field, I could tell, was stacked because they put the field on the website. I was thinking, oh, this is going to be
I like that.
Some competition right here. But I had a lot of fun playing in it. And my mom, being out there as my caddy, it was so much fun.
Hey, where do you pull from? When you see, because I see how Doug reacts when he see people with high profile names. He kind of quivers a bit. He kind of get into a shell. And I don't see that coming from you. So where do you pull from for inspiration to kind of face those giants and prepare to take them head on?
I think my mentality, my parents grew up playing a lot of different sports. And so pulling from them, their mentality, they were great at all the sports that they did when they were growing up. They still got it today. If you talk to them, they'll say they're the best. And so
I know your dad does. I can see Mr. Doc Shaw saying that. Yes.
Yeah. So they learning from them and their mentality when it comes to competing. My thought is, when I go to compete, when you step between the lines, I mean, Will, you play tennis, you understand what I mean by that. When I'm playing tennis, even on the golf course, when you step between the lines, I don't care what your name is, you came to get beat. And that's just my mentality.
First of all, you ain't getting no extra credit points for saying tennis right now with me.
Yes, you are. You get.
Look, I know. Look, no extra credit right here. Hold on, Will, bringing tennis in. But I mean, it's a good thing though, because I like that you pull some of the competitiveness into, from tennis into golf and maybe vice versa. But Will never gave up a two-handed backhand, so he still swings cross-handed. So he's a little more stubborn. Hopefully, you can teach him a little something about that. But okay, so you get to these events. You're coming down the stretch there in the Cognizant Cup. How are you maintaining? A lot of people will say, I'm going shot by shot, this, that, and the third. But at 15, and trust me, you're probably more mature than I am even right now to this day. How do you stay in the motion? How do you stay present to get the job done?
So for me, I didn't know we were doing live scoring for that. So I had no idea where I was placed until I signed my scorecard. And I think that was probably a good thing I didn't know. So, because they didn't have the Jumbotrons out there when I was playing. So I think I was the second group off. So I didn't know, I was just going out there and hitting spectacular shots, hitting the greens. And the course, the way we played that course was the toughest conditions that I played all week on there. We were playing from the tips on almost every hole, and par fours were over 400 yards. And it was, thankfully, the weather was pretty good, but that was the toughest conditions. And so I didn't know anything. And I'm just thinking, all right, whatever I shoot, and we'll let everything else take care of the rest. And when I got to scoring, I remember one of the rules officials, he said, hey, you're currently tied for the lead. And I thought to myself, what? Okay. Thank you. So I was like, all right, I guess we'll see where this happens. Wasn't quite expecting this one, but this should be interesting. And then when they told me, they said, and I watched the last hole, I was like, I think it hit me once, like probably 5 minutes after the last group finished, and I was like, I just qualified for an LPGA event. Like, this is crazy. And I'm one who's not, I don't really get emotional that much when I'm on the golf course, but when that moment hit, I was like, okay, this is different. This is going to be a fun week. And it was absolutely amazing.
So, and I want to talk about that because you just basically corrected Doug and I, or corrected me, like, hey, you don't trip over nobody in between the lines. But now, was there anything about some of the players that you kind of liked, you admired? Did you ask any questions for some of the veterans and people that are well known?
Oh, you talking about when she played in the Cognizant or the Founders?
Yeah. Yes, the Founders Cup.
Okay, got you.
So I was actually very grateful to be in the field with some of the greats when I played in the John Shippen event, because I was able to ask them some questions about kind of what to expect. And they were extremely helpful in telling me, things about what to do with the practice rounds, because practice rounds for LPGA events are a lot different than what I'm used to. So, and even the first come, first serve thing, I was like, what is happening? I didn't know that. I was like, is my tee time going to be 10 o'clock, 11? What's it going to be? They said, oh, it's first come, first serve. Okay. All right. So that was a little different. But
how I'm sorry to cut you off, but how so, Ashley? How so is it for the audience out there?
For one thing I noticed was pace of play is a little different with practice rounds. Okay. No one's gonna yell at you for hitting 3 drives off a tee and 5 approach shots and 10 putts to all 4 different pin placements. So that was a little bit different. And then so I was kind of, my mentality with the practice rounds, because I think I did about 6 holes in the first practice, like my first practice round I did for the actual event. And then I did about 9 holes later. And even that was different, to be able to have the chance to, play 6 holes and then leave and then go back out and no one's stopping you. Like that was completely different. Wasn't expecting that. So that was things like that. I mean, it makes it a little different than when you got your tee time. If you walk off that course, you're done. Like you just said, I'm going to practice round. So that
and you didn't have to pay for it either.
True.
Yeah, to pay for it either is free.
As your parents was like this.
Exactly.
1 week. 1 week. So all right, so here's a tough question, because now that you've kind of tasted it, right? Still 15, still got a lot of things to do, colleges, etc. Is that now something that you've placed on your like to-do list next, like as you get older and more experienced in the game of golf, to play professionally?
Absolutely. I mean, my dream is to be doing what I did that week every week and traveling. I love traveling. I mean, even when I went to London, that was so cool because I've never left this country before. So I absolutely love traveling. I love seeing all the different places, meeting new people from different places, all those types of things, and playing on different types of grass, conditions. Like when I was in New Jersey, I have not played a golf course with such narrow fairways in my life before. That was a completely different experience for me. And knowing on that side of the country that that's kind of usual, I'm like, okay, the rough I'm used to is some rough that's high and it's brown.
It's not.
They don't have it out there. They don't have
it out rough.
Our rough
is not rough. It's
like, I don't know what this is, but having those experiences, I definitely want to be doing that week in and week out and playing the professional tour.
How did you handle the rough out here on the side of the Mississippi?
We took it one hit at a time. Many hits at a time. I eventually learned that you cannot go for everything from that rough. If you're 150 yards out and there's a tree in front of you and you're in that rough, you need to just take your medicine and go 20 yards ahead of you. You just got to do it. So.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about like going overseas. You're just talking about that. Will, you probably can speak more to the whole Curry underrated. Let's take it on the road, make it global. Will, can you talk a little bit about that process and how Miss Shaw did over there in a completely new place?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about like what Steph is trying to do and grow the game of golf, yes, here in the States, but also trying to do it globally. And his vision is wild, what he's thinking. And we started our first inaugural underrated golf tour Europe. And so we took 6 of the United States tour and brought them over to Europe, where they played against some of the individuals who come from a different clubhouse over there as well. And when you think about adversity, when you think about trials and tribulations and playing in this game, it's universal. It's all everybody has their own little story in different pockets of the world. And we brought 6 of the kids from US and they played, and it was a beautiful event. It was held at Walton Heath. They treated us with so much love. It was cold and hot. There's a saying over there.
It's cold and hot.
Let me tell you, they're saying over there, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, and it was pretty true. And but I had to say that you also saw the grit and the grind and the fortitude of a lot of these young men and women as they played, in these tough conditions. But I'm gonna tell you this though, I didn't expect our Americans to do that well because the weather was so brutal. It was traditional.
Oh, hold on, Ashley shaking her head like, we did do well. Hold on, now.
Yeah. It was what you see on TV. Like it was, and that was my first time over there as well. So we all have a shared experience. Yeah, okay. It was, and so it was. I'm glad I wasn't playing in it. But just seeing how Ashley handled herself. She finished. Was it tied for second at T2 or solo second? Fifth. Okay, tied for fifth. And and just seeing how they were stick to itiveness, through the heartache and grind. But it was a fun event. We all learned a lot, and we're going to continue the underrated golf tour Europe. And we had one thing I can say about Ashley is that we had a panel discussion where we brought the 6 players from the U.S. on stage, and just kind of introduced them to the kids that are in Europe, get them acclimated to what underrated is all about, the culture of it. And I tell you, man, she rocked that stage. Like she rocked the stage as she does so well. He's bright
I know
personality.
she's not gonna deny it. At all. I love it.
Not at all. But it was a good experience.
I want to know what it was like for you, Ash. You talked about going to Jersey for your first time. Now you're across the water for the first time.
That was crazy. I mean, I never would have thought I'm going to a different country at 15. I'm just saying. I was thinking I would probably be 30 or something before I start doing that.
First of all, hold on, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. No, 30's not. 30's not old. It's the new 20.
But being across the pond like that and playing on some conditions, and again, I've never really seen them before, but they were very similar. The weather was very similar to New Jersey. So New Jersey kind of prepared me for that a little bit, but I don't think anything can prepare you for the heather there. The heather was rough, but I will say I got pretty good at hitting out of it. I got pretty good at it by that final round. I was figuring it out. But being in those conditions, playing with, those kids were amazing. They were great golfers, great people. They were really nice. Their families were very friendly. The whole experience, and even getting to go to the city, seeing all the things that really, I see in my history books all the time, seeing those things, it was really cool. And to share that experience with, my underrated family, it was a lot of fun. And even getting to extend my underrated family across the pond, that was a lot of fun as well.
You know what, Will? I gotta give y'all some credit over there, underrated, because she said something right there that really hit. She said my underrated family. She didn't say my competitors. She didn't say the tour members. She very clearly. She actually said it twice. She said family. my family. Well, you had to leave your family last week, maybe just a little bit, because you played the John Shippen Women's Invitational last week in Michigan, and you finished the tie for third. I see you. I'm not. I wish you would have won. I'm just saying you still got some time. But what is events like the John Shippen? What kind of opportunities for Black women and male golfers are they providing? A lot of people don't understand what that feels like and how they're doing. So how would you articulate just the magnitude of the opportunity?
Playing in events like the John Shippen, it's an experience like no other. You're competing against some of the best, African American professionals that are there and on the scene, and it's a very competitive event series that they have. The two events they have for the women to play in, the John Shippen Cognizant Cup, which was in New Jersey, and then the John Shippen National Invitational, which is held in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Both of those events are great events, and even the history behind what it's named, who it's named after. John Shippen was the first American-born golf professional, and he was a Black man. And just being a part of such a historic event and being a part of the change that the John Shippen is bringing to the game of golf, I'm definitely very honored to even be a part of that and to be invited to it. The last 3 times I've been invited to it, and I can't wait to see what events like the John Shippen is only going to continue to do for the game of golf.
Ashley, you've been on this media wave, this media, storm tour, for the past, couple of years. And, we always ask you a lot of questions. Again, Doug and myself going to ask you a whole bunch of questions. You got a whole bunch of questions on Golf Channel, everywhere else you've been on nationally. But I haven't seen one media outlet ask this question. What achievement are you most proud of personally during this whole Ashley Shaw winning event, playing LPGA Tour events parade?
I think my greatest achievement is the next thing that I'm going to achieve. I can't wait to see what more there is to come. I can tell, because right now I'm kind of starting to hit my stride a little bit with my game. I'm kind of settling in a little bit. Last few events have gone pretty close to the way I wanted them to go, and so I think my definitely my greatest achievement is whatever the next thing is that I do.
I love it. So growing up, this was a long time ago. I'm just saying, and now we got the Steph Currys and the DJ Khaled's getting into golf. Give me an idea. I grew up I was a nerd. I was a dweeb. I was a weird golf dude. It wasn't cool to play golf when it was just me out here. I'm just gonna be honest with you. What's it like with your peers? How does your peer group look at the game of golf? And like, are you cool now because you play? Like, are you the oddball? Like, what's that like?
So for me, with being homeschooled, all of my friends play golf.
Oh, so
So
you're the only nerd.
Yeah, she all the above.
So because all of my friends either play golf or tennis, it's actually kind of funny. When I used to play tennis all the time, none of my friends knew I played golf. And when I would be on a golf course, none of my golf friends knew I played tennis. And so I remember there was this girl who we happened to have the same coach, the same tennis coach. And I saw her all the time. I was probably 7, 8 years old. I saw her all the time. And then I saw her at a golf tournament like a year later. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know you played golf. She said, I didn't know you played golf. So for me, I think all of my friends do what I do. So I'm not really kind of the weird one or anything like that. We're all
so y'all just all y'all all just weird. Cool, got it. All right, that makes me feel so much better because it's so interesting. Like the game of golf, it's always had this stigma, rich white people, blah 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 blah. But I'm just intrigued to know, is it cool now? Like, are we finally like looked up at as cool people? Because I haven't been. I'll be quite honest with you.
Yeah, all the people that called me lame back in the day, they're still calling me lame, but I'm much cooler lame now.
Making progress.
It's making progress. Yeah, they know my name now. They know my name.
All right, Miss Shaw, you said your next accomplishment is what you're looking forward to the most. So I'm going to ask you, what might that accomplishment be?
So I have a couple of events coming up in the near future. I'm very hopeful to qualify for the U.S. Girls Junior, which I have a qualifier for that actually tomorrow. And for the Junior PGA Championship, which is the next 2 days after that. And just playing, play also underrated tour down in South Carolina. Yep.
Oh, there it is. That's what you were coaxing.
Yes, playing in that as well. Yeah. And I think those are definitely some close things. I definitely my ultimate goal with the game of golf, I want to be able to be considered for, one of the greatest of all time. That's my goal. I want to be, and I also want to be an inspiration to others. Giving them someone to look up to and giving some other, specifically young girls, but even the boys as well, giving them someone to look up to and to mirror to hopefully be someone that they would like to be someday.
Say, Will, she set the bar high. Like,
yeah.
Look, I'm so glad there are people like you in this world because I didn't think that big when I was 15. And kudos to you, your whole squad, team, family. Ashley, how does everybody follow the journey, man? How do we keep an eye on what you got cracking?
So what you guys can do is you can follow me on Instagram at Ashley Shaw Golf. I'm also on Twitter /X now at Ashley Shaw Golf as well. You will see a lot of content there, a lot of different things about my golf journey, some of my events I'm playing in, and a lot of different volunteering opportunities. There's a lot of things y'all will see on there, so make sure you follow me and check that out.
Go to AshleyShawGolf.com.
Yes.
Well, she already got a team. She got an underrated family, but Miss Shaw, thank you so much for just taking the time, letting us get on your calendar, coming in here, going beyond the fairway with Will Lowery and myself.
So much for having me.
I have to say, but I have to say this before we get out, Doug. Ashley's a byproduct of some great parents. Mr. and Mrs. Shaw. When I tell you the dedication that they showed to this young lady and her golf dreams. Going from other different parts of the country, making sure that she's well in position to perform. You got to give a shout out to the parents because if I've seen what golf parents do all over the country, but these guys right here, these are probably the one of the best I've seen in quite a long time. So, Mr. and Mrs. Shaw, tell them I love them if they're right around the corner.
I think they do. They're waving at you.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God. Hey, don't take Will serious. He knew y'all was there just trying to get some brownie points. That's what he does. That boy is a professional schmoozer. Get out of here, Will. Will's like, you know what? If I get everything I got going, I'm gonna go ahead and represent her. She gonna come in the. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
anyway.
basically, I'm just trying to get him the bag. I'm just trying to get him the bag. When you get
I kind of sense that a little bit. I kind of sense that a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
See, I ain't even got to say nothing. Ash, you already knew what it was. Well, look, you here in Phoenix. We're gonna link up at some point and figure out when we can play. We'll bring Will out here. We'll go out, have a good time. But thank you so much, and good luck this week. I missed Will multiple tournaments in 1 week. You know what I mean? I missed. That's
good. That sounds like she has no bills.
I just hop on a plane and go home.
Yeah, that's a no bill life.
Hey, she living like a celebrity already. You hear? Exactly. I just hop on a plane, and wherever the pilot go, that's where I end up. So
yeah. Shout out to Mr. Miss Shaw, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. All right, Ash. Hey, well, go do what you're supposed to do. We'll see you with some trophies in your hands
Perfect.
sooner or later.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Hey, Will, regardless, it's going to be an interesting week down in Pinehurst. And Carolina, that's your neck of the woods, man. Like, what's your plans for the week? You going to be down there? You going to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm going to be down there. Well, I'm already here. I'm going to be up there a little bit over to the right. But Pinehurst is probably an hour or so away from Charlotte, North Carolina. So I'm going to hang out with Willie a little bit, be on the first tee box with him tomorrow practice round. Oh, today practice round.
Okay. We're going to be out there hobnobbing. Damn, this your third major of the season, Will. You almost got the Grand Slam. You going to the British?
No, I just had it underrated British, and I don't want none of that. I'm good.
All right, that's fair. Open Championship. I don't know when we changed the British Open to Open Champ, whatever. Anyway, so we're gonna do something different this week. We're gonna go ahead and launch the Beyond the Fairway office pool. So look, make sure you go to our social media channels, hit that office link up, join our pool. Man, we're gonna give away a Titleist SM10 wedge, a couple dozen Pro V1 X's, and a shoe bag from Nike. Well, I'm excited to see who's gonna rock with us this week, man. It's the Us Open, man. Let's do this thing.
Yes, it is Us Open, and I mean, I guess probably safe bet to be a bandwagon guy like me. I'm the bandwagon guy.
Scotty, I got Colin for the W, man. Beyond the Fairway. Hey, go on to that Crosshand YouTube channel. Make sure you like and listen and subscribe and share. Look, even if you don't like what the hell we saying, I don't actually care. But I do care if you voice your opinion. Let us know. Make sure you go down in those comments. Let us know if you like it. If you don't like it, well, on YouTube, hit the dislike button. But do all that stuff. Comment. Let us know what you're feeling, what you're not feeling. You got to remember, Will and I, we independent now. So we want all the feedback, all the commentary, because, hey, we out here. It's just us against the world, baby. Hey, U.S. Open week, office pool, Beyond the Fairway, Pinehurst. Will's crazy. Let's go, man.
Yeah, let's go.
I really thought you was gonna comment on my other V-neck.
No. I like that V. That V-neck got color to it. I like that. It didn't. Yeah, other V-neck. I didn't know what it was. It looked very hospital-like.